So she is a project manager. I don't know what she needs. 3 months into the project, she kicks off the second phase. As part of her practice, she sits down to determine whether there are any new players that they missed in the first phase. Players means it could be the stakeholders, right?
Right.
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 That they missed in the first phase, and they hold a discussion on the direction of influence of these new stakeholders. Look, the word is already verified. What activity she is doing. So even after reading that thing, you guys can easily find out what she is doing.
Identifying stakeholders.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
So answer is identifying a stakeholder. If you have basic information, what we have done in classes, that's more than enough to solve these questions. Let's try to do it on the chat window so you can easily help others, because other will feel bad that someone has already answered it. Which of the following best describe the servant leadership? Now, servant leadership is what? Facilitating the team, isn't it? Whatever team needs, like Scrum Master or the Agile coach, he serves as what? Servant leadership. He doesn't work. Instead, he helps the team to perform the task. Team perform the task by themselves. He just help them to remove any impediments. So now you can see by yourself the practice of one individual directing the team to provide clear and concise directions. When the word directing is coming, will it be a right answer to choose for leadership? The practice of one individual. It goes against the servant leadership, isn't it?
Yes. It's against the servant
Direct
leadership.
Directing leadership is which type of leadership?
Authoritative leadership, basically,
Or coaching leadership, right?
or coaching leadership. Yes.
The practice of generating generating work through iterations with one leader clearly prominent. It doesn't make sense even. It has no clue with the question, so it cannot be the answer. The practice of installing one clear leader with team members serving as followers. Leaders create more leaders, not followers, isn't it? So it cannot be the answer. Now, remaining answer is D. Let's read D. The practice of focusing on understanding and addressing the needs and development of team members, right? Finding
Right.
the barriers and solve them. And if they need any training, provide them coaching guidance. Correct?
Correct. T is correct.
I actually passed my DSM exam on Thursday. What I was studying in DSSM, this about the team, okay? We have 5 stages of team. What are they? Forming, right?
Norming.
Then
Storming.
storming comes down, and then it become normal, and then we call it performing, and then adjourning, right? And now I actually am preparing for the DASSM, so they get a lot of the questions like this. It comes like this: forming to storming, storming to norming, performing, and adjourning. Even if you are not performing well after storming, then you can go. We don't need you, isn't it? That's what the diagram of Tuckman ladder, Bruce Tuckman ladder. So when the team is forming, this is actually related to the leadership. At the time of forming, which type of leadership we need? What is forming? People are gathered together. They don't know what are their roles, right? That's what happens in the initial level of the project, correct? Yes or no?
Yes, correct.
So here I can use directing a style of leadership. I can direct them what will be their roles. But when it comes to storming, uh, Cold War may start that no, I am best. He says no, I am best. He says no, I am better. So they would have the war of supervision or authority that I am the best one. So when people are fighting, what we have to do? We have to guide them, right? We have to coach them, isn't it? So they can remove their conflicts and get agreed to each other. So there are two words, working group and potential team. You tell me now that which side is the working group and which side is the potential team, or could be.
Potential team can be performing, sir.
Okay. And then
Norming working group.
working group is the norming. You guys agree with Naveed? Heather and Mohsen?
Yes, sir.
Heather also, you?
Yes, yes, it's clear.
Norming means you are potential team that you are working.
Correct.
And performing means now you are working as a group. Potential team means all the conflicts are resolved and you are in the best position. Agree or not? Or you will agree with Naveed? Always debated. Don't think that I'm always saying right. Maybe I could be wrong. What do you think?
It is norming and potential. This is not clear.
So norming is the stage, and at this stage, team will be a working group, right? They can work together.
Yes.
And performing means now they are producing the result. So it's a potential team. Naveed was right.
Yeah.
Let's go further. Okay. So question number 3. Your project has kicked off. You are beginning a series of sessions to determine requirements. One of your stakeholder is exceptionally contentious and through obstacles, resistant stakeholder, right? One of the problems she has described does seem to be legitimate. There is an issue with the data from the legacy systems that need to be resolved before moving forward. Which statement is not true regarding this situation? Now, this type of question, logical question, where you have to use your brain to find it. Everything is correct except, sorry, everything is, yeah, we have to find the wrong one. On the chat window, please. I didn't get any answer yet. Yes, Naveed, your answer is correct. Either no. No said no. If you look at it and read it, you have a project kicked off, you are determining the requirement, one of your stakeholder is throwing obstacles at every turn. One of the problems she said that there is an issue with the data from the legacy system that needs to be resolved before moving forward. So we have to find out which is not true regarding this situation. You should approach this by defining the problem and focusing on separating cause and symptoms. You're not discussing about the causal system, or you have to do what we call it, separate the problem from the people. So this is the same point, that separate the problem from the people. You should use a two-step process involving problem definition and decision making. So that's what you should do, right? Your decision making has a timing element. This is also true. If you look at it, your decision making involves asking questions to determine whether the issues are internal or external to the project. This is totally illegitimate question which you will be asking in that situation. You will do A, B, C. Maybe C you will not do it, but at least A and B you will do it. But D for sure you are not going to ask from the person. D is the answer. Okay. Nancy is a senior engineer who loves to work. Because of her knowledge, her manager decided to move her into a project manager role. Despite all of her strengths, she struggled greatly with her first project. The first milestone was missed, and the project was already over budget. What part of the PMI triangle is Nancy missing? She has functional knowledge, organized nature, and ease in getting others to follow her lead. So we have three components of PMI triangle: technical management, leadership, and strategic and business management. Yes, Navid, you are correct. She has everything except that. People follow her, so she has leadership qualities. There is nothing called schedule management. Now remaining is technical project management and business management skills. She is missing. She has technical skills, but she is missing the technical project management skills. That is the problem. It's not about strategic business decision making, because once a person has knowledge, he can make the decisions. But the person does not have the technical knowledge of implementations. So yes, A is actually the answer. Let's go to the next. They are very difficult questions. If you are able to crack them, it means you can easily do it.
Excuse me, Mr. Imran, excuse me.
Yes, go ahead.
Why there was some noise destruction? I could not hear this.
I said, look, schedule management cannot be the answer. She has the ability to let the people follow her, so she has the leadership skills. So these two cannot be the answer. Remaining strategic and business management and technical project management. So if you look at it, she has all the knowledge, technical knowledge, but she does not have what? Project management knowledge, because project is slipping from her hand. Not because of the decision making, because of the project management skills. She is good as a functional manager, but she is not good as a project manager. So answer is A.
Okay, got it.
Question number 5, you are a PM. Organization that contracted is not happy with the progress. They claim that an important deliverable was overlooked and that you should hold the project and reassess how to meet this deliverable. You know that the customer has approved all phases of the project to date. He has already approved it, but there is something which is missing. So let's find it. Which statement is true? There is a problem here? Yes or no? Is there any problem here?
Ideally, doesn't look a problem here
Right?
because they
So if
approved
there is
all
no problem,
phases of
that
the
cannot
project.
be the answer. Is it related to communication? Everything is approved up to date. So it means there is no problem in communication, right? So it cannot be the communication technique. Are we trying to influence someone? You will influence your sponsor or the customer in any situation?
No.
Never, right? Remaining is
Negotiate.
negotiate. Now the screen is clear.
Mr. Imran, there is one sentence written. They claim that an important deliverable was overlooked.
Overlook, yes.
Overlooked, and you should halt the project and have how to meet this deliverable. So here, if we look at this aspect, there might be B.
But if you look, you know that customer has approved all phases of the project. So communication is complete, right?
Okay.
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 Perfect. Question number 6, an agile approach can alleviate issues that result when high uncertainty exists. Correct. Which is an example of pain point that agile address under these circumstances. You have to select 3 answers. Or give me which is one wrong answer. So Heather is saying this is the wrong answer.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I think
You
I
didn't
didn't
read the
see.
message.
Yeah, and I think I was thinking this. It's the same time, but I just saw it's changed.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So is it going to be the same time now?
Yeah, I just start actually 30 minutes early because I'm not traveling
Okay.
nowadays to
Okay.
university.
Okay.
So I start 30 minutes earlier.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
If I say that pain point of agile is actually the unclear purpose, right? Unclear requirements. And what could be the third one? Load effects or technical debts?
Load effects.
Agile pain point is low defect or high defect? High defect, right? At the end of iteration review, if there are defects found, it will be bad. And technical debts, like whatever you are programming and you have left something which is actually high, that's what we call it, high defects. So it will keep like, okay, let's start using it now. When the time will come, we will check it. So what you are doing, actually, you are collecting the technical debts. And maybe when you are going to close a project, you will have a huge list of technical debts. So do not try to have technical debts. They will decrease your performance, even in Agile. So instead of low defect, we have high defects. So this is the wrong answer here. And they were asking us to select the right answer. So unclear purpose, unclear requirements, and technical debts are the pain point of Agile approach. Question number 7, you are PM, you are working on internal project and in executing process growth. You negotiate to obtain resources that your team is not able to fulfill. These resources will roll off the project as soon as the activities are completed. What this situation is explaining. Resource requirements. You are negotiating. And you are negotiating for something which you already had, but it didn't work. So here the right answer would be Mr. Naveed and Mr. Mohsen. Yes, you are correct. Miss No. And Heather also, yes. And when you are negotiating, it means you are practicing your interpersonal skills to acquire the resources. Let's go next. Your colleague has reported to their manager that they passed their PMP. You know it is inaccurate. Since you both took the exam and he shared the result with you, what should you do? Ethical answer and then make your life easy. You cannot accept, you cannot reject, you cannot ignore. Which one is better answer here? No mess again. No, Mr. Mohsen. There is better answer. Why you are always taking the stick and punishing the people? Give them an opportunity. If they don't, then report to the PM. Although he's your friend also. But first take the polite action and then go for something. Do not just jump directly. Question number next. Karina is a PM, as a principal PM. a specialty company that creates custom things. As part of a practice, she sit down with her sponsor to evaluate how a project is performed. She reviews feedback from the most recent prototype, which the team has produced successively to yield additional insight. She notes to the sponsor that the use of time boxing has been helpful in reducing the uncertainty in the project. Time box, which one is the time box approach? Come on, you guys have 5 seconds. There is only one time box approach here. Yes, it's not time box. Yes. What about others? Yes, Mr. Heather, correct. What about motion and the wind? Navid, no. Time box is which one? Waterfall is never time box. Agile is time box. What happened to you guys? It's a pretty basic question. Question number 10. Knowledge that is difficult to express is called as very easy thing. And always my first day of training, I call it. Yes, Mr. Heather, you are correct. Which type of knowledge cannot be expressed? Motion, no. Miss, yes. Navid, no. Yes, tacit knowledge cannot be expressed. It can only be observed. Okay. Question number 11. You are working, you know, if you resolve the conflicts, it will result in increased productivity. You pull the team together, you allow everyone to express viewpoints. Uh, at the conclusion of the meeting, consensus is reached, and the team member thank you for taking the time to get them together. Which of the following conflict resolution technique does this describe? Even after a lengthy question, answer is very easy. Yes, Mr. Naveed. Yes, Miss. Yes, Mr. Heather. You have solved the problem. Question number 12. Which technique does not result in a permanent solution? Which means it provides partial solutions. So it cannot be C because it provides full solution. So yes, it's only Miss is correct. What about Heather and Mohsin? No. It's withdraw or avoid. Does not result in a permanent resolution because you don't want to deal with the option. So for sure, it will not provide any resolution. Withdraw, smooth and accommodate. In withdraw, there is nothing. In a smooth, okay, we will see. Force and direct, I will win and you will lose. Collaborate, win-win situations. So yes, A is the answer actually. Question number 13. As part of establishing a new team, a PM chooses to create an official team charter. What you will include in the charter? Again, an easy answer. You have to select two. No, Heather. They will be defined in the team, in the resource management plan, not in the team charter. What you have selected, Naveed, also for you. What you are selecting, they will be in the resource management plan, not team charter. Heather, your last answer is okay, not the first one. So now you have the proper answer anyway. Miss, no, what happened? We need to. No. Yeah, the last one is correct.
I just changed it, sir. I changed it.
Yeah, team responsibilities and team assignments are the part of resource management plan, not team charter. In the team charter, we define the team values and decision-making criteria, how the decision will be made. There's a huge gap in your knowledge, I think, for the team at least. You are working on a critical project for your organization. CEO made it clear it's a top priority. One stakeholder resigned and her replacement started about 3 weeks ago. She does not make time for you or seem to have the same level of urgency. You are concerned and want to efficiently manage the processes involved with the project. All are method referred to within this scenario except for which one? Which method is not going to work in this situation? Heather, if this answer is for this, so no. Maybe yes. Good. Which method is not referred in this explanation? Yes, miss, you are also correct. Heather and Musa. Musa, no. Everything was done except ground rules. They are discussing everything. Uh, she does not make time for you. So meeting is discussed. You are concerned and effectively manage the processes. So decision making and data analysis is also done, but there is no rule set. There is no rule set. It means Ground rules were not discussed. So C is actually the answer. Question number 15. Oops, the big question. David is a PM. He often gets paired with strong-willed project sponsors. During a meeting, a sponsor began yelling in frustration, which was blocked because of a critical resource being out ill. In frustration, the sponsor began spewing profanities at David, questioning his ability to manage effectively. In response, he calmly assured the sponsor that a contingency plan would be implemented and requested they speak privately to address his frustration. David then excused the rest of the project team. What core values David uphold? It's very easy answer, right? Exactly, Mr. Heather. So if you just keep the trail on the question in the proper way, you would be able to easily guess the answer correctly. Everything is given in the question anyway. What about other two? He has shown the element of respect that he didn't want to confront and reply. Instead, he wants to keep quiet and discuss the things privately. Question number 16. During a status meeting, you request update to work task. One of your close friends accountable for the milestone on the schedule notes that they are on track. Or when the previous evening, the friend had confided that the task was 2 weeks behind the schedule. So if your friend will lie, what you will do? What should you do as a project manager? So again, the right answer would be yes, Mr. Naved and Mr. Mohsen. Good. Give your friend an opportunity. That's a better answer. Throw them, immediately report it. What you are trying to do? Trying to be a bad type of manager? Do nothing. So reject it or ignore is never the answer. Accept, never the answer. Question number 17. You are in the process of facilitating a change control meeting. You review a change request that would double the scope. You know that the submitter of the change request has a tendency to bloat a project scope without fully thinking the impact. But as a result of their position in the company, their changes tend to be approved. What type of power does the submitter of the change request typically use? I think again, which type of power you will exercise when you are doing the change request? Exactly, Mr. Heather, you got it right. No, Mr. Navid. There is no reference here. Why do you guys selecting the reference power? It's a legitimate power because here they are saying they have the power or tendency. So it means they have the legitimate power to do the things. They are not using expert power or reference power or punishment power.
Is there any expert power?
It's for the project manager or consultant. Question number 18. You are very interested in becoming a PM. You have mentioned with others to how to be an effective PM. We have been told your organizational skills and communication skills are excellent. However, you need some additional training in accounting and budgeting skills. The mentor who was honest enough to tell you this, explain it in which of the following ways?
Sir, I'm not getting this question.
Question is, they are saying you are good in the communications and organizational skills, but you are weak in general management areas.
Mhm.
So which answer is suitable? They are not asking anything about exams, so it cannot be the answer, right?
Yes, A is not the answer.
And again, passing the exam for sure. Thank you very much. Now remaining B and D, which one is matching the answer?
D is talking about executing, so I'll go with B. I'll go with B.
Exactly. Look, estimating cost and control cost. Estimating cost is planning or executing? It's planning, right? And control cost is executing.
Planning.
So itself, it's a wrong thing. So B is better answer. Let's go to 19. A PM in Agile Lifecycle reviews a request from the customer to alter a requirement. How will a PM likely to respond? Easy answer. Come on. What is the answer? Exactly. In the Agile, we welcome changes. Very good. It was crystal clear. 20. A PM presents a summary of team roles and responsibilities. Even I don't need to read it, you know. When I read this line, I know what they're talking about. You guys have the same information what I am expecting? Yes, Mr. Heather, correct. Yes, Miss, you are also correct. Yes, Mr. Naveed. And Mr. Mohsen is missing. Yes, Mr. Mohsen. It's you are making the resource management plan, not the resource risk. Resource management plan, we try to find out the types of resources we need, their training requirements, their rewards and control, recognitions, their controls. Next question, and I think let's keep it for the last question of today. A PM is preparing to send 5 engineers. The engineers have never been outside of the states. Prior to their travel, PM asked the manager to give the engineers an overview of their history, custom, and social norms so they could be easily adjusted there. What is the motive? I think already gave the answer. Exactly, Mr. Heather and Mr. Mohsen. Yes, Mr. Naveen. And yes, miss, you are also correct. Oh, we were very good and good as speed. I think you guys have been learning well. Now we start from the next class of things. Any questions you want to say before we leave?